Now our new topic, that is doping of a semiconductor. Now first of all, what is doping? Doping means adding impurity into an intrinsic semiconductor. Intrinsic means pure semiconductor, right? So impurity atoms are called dopants. Dopants means impurity in intrinsic semiconductor, means in pure semiconductor, right? So now with impure semiconductor, if impurity is added to intrinsic semiconductor, now it is called extrinsic semiconductor or impure semiconductor. So now there are methods of doping. First, by hitting the crystal in the presence of dopant atoms. So can that dopant atoms easily add into that intrinsic crystal. Second method, adding impurity atoms in the molten state of semiconductor, means that type of semiconductor is in molten state. It is getting melt down. And the third, bombarding semiconductor by ions of impurity atoms. So we have to strike these semiconductors by impurity atoms, right? Now what are the impure semiconductors? For example, which are the impure atoms, right? So there are many impurities. Is, for example, we are taking germanium crystal. Now here we have to add impurity. Okay, so we know that germanium have 4 valency, so 4 electrons which are in that outer shell, right? Now arsenic we just added that arsenic semiconductor into that germanium crystal. Now see, arsenic is a pentavalent semiconductor. Pentavalent means 5 valency. So arsenic have 5 more electrons, right? We know that germanium is connected with the other germanium, total 4 electrons, but arsenic have 1 more electron. So 4 electrons are just connect with germanium, the other atoms, but 1 arsenic, 1 electron is more than the other. So always if we have as many arsenic atoms, we have that exactly same number of electrons are there. If we have arsenic 100, so 100 electrons are more in this crystal, right? So see, 1 electrons in this figure, 1 electron is more. Okay, now now here in this crystal, many free electrons are added to this crystal by this impurity, right? So many number of electrons now are free in this crystal. We know that earlier we discussed about this valence band and conduction band. Between these bands we have energy gap, right? For germanium, that energy gap value is fixed and it is 0.74 electron volt, right? So see here, why we use this term N type of semiconductor? N means negative. Why negative? Because now this crystal is more in electrons, and if any particle, any charge body is in more in electrons, that type of particular substance is known as negative charge. So that's why this semiconductor have more electrons, means now we are denoted it as N type of semiconductors, because more electrons are there. Okay, so here for this particular example, here we have one energy band more for this arsenic, right? For this arsenic we have 1 energy level more. Why? Because of this more electron. So see, now that donor, now we call it as donor. Why? Because this arsenic, our atom, just gives more electron, so that's why it is called donor. So it gives electron, right? So here that donor and conduction band, the energy gap is 0.045 electron volt, which is very less than this energy band gap, right? So then it is called donor level. Now valence band have always electrons, but now this donor level have also more electrons because of that impurity, right? So then electrons are getting energy from outside and it will transition from valence band to conduction band, right? So this is the method how we can increase the conductivity of semiconductors by impurities, right? So by impurities we get here more number of electrons, and if more number of electrons that we have, then conductivity is also increases. Now what is for example is for see, so we have here in this crystal we have arsenic, which is pentavalent, but there are two type of semiconductors, tetravalent and pentavalent, right? Is for example tetravalent. So when semiconductor that semiconductor have only three impurities, means three more electrons, then it is said to be that is tetravalent. And what is pentavalent? Pentavalent means 5 electrons are there. So pentavalent such as C, P, arsenic and lead, right? So these are pentavalent, which have one more electrons. And tetravalent, tetravalent means we have silicon or germanium. Tetra means 4 valency. So is for example silicon and germanium having 4 valency, that's why tetravalent. Third is also there, it is called trivalent only have 3 electrons, right? So we have 3 such type of groups. First of all, group which have trivalency means 3 valency, then tetravalent means 4 valency, and then pentavalent means 5 valency, right? So here germanium is doped with arsenic. Now arsenic is a pentavalent, so one more electron we get from it, right? So that is the example of N type of semiconductor. Okay, now energy required to detach the fifth loosely bound electron is only of the order of 0.045 electron volt, which we just studied about it, right? So that free electron have only less energy. If that electron gets energy somehow 0.045 electron volt, then that electron will be free from that crystal also, right? Now yeah, small amount of energy we can provide by thermal agitation. What is thermal agitation? Thermal agitation means by simply providing temperature to that crystal, right, we get that electron free from crystal, right? So here we know that 5 is the valency. Okay, so such electrons from impurity atoms will have energy slightly less than the energy of the electrons in the conduction band. Okay, then this energy is called donor level, which gives the electron, right? Okay, so that is N type of semiconductor. Now carrier concentration in N type of semiconductor. What is carrier concentration? Carrier concentration means the number of charge particles, means which charge particles are more in numbers, right? So here we know that N type of semiconductor, because of impurity we have now more number of electrons than holes, right? Because of that pentavalent atom, it is impurity, right? So whenever we add this type of pentavalent impurity to intrinsic semiconductor, we get N type of semiconductors. So now we have more number of electrons than the hole, so we have rate of recombination will be increasing because of electrons, right? So majority charge carriers in N type of semiconductors are electrons, and minority charge carriers in N type of semiconductors are holes, because electrons are more than holes, that why electrons are majority and holes are minority, right? Similarly we have P type of semiconductor also, but before that, now we know that recombination ratio N into P, number of negative and number of positive. Number of negative is N, number of positive is P, is equal to NiPi. What is NiPi? It is intrinsic semiconductor. So whenever we have intrinsic semiconductor, number of electrons and number of protons, if we just multiply them, we get Ni square, this recombination term, right? Then now NiPi are intrinsic carrier concentration. Okay, so this rate of recombination is fixed at a given temperature, therefore the product NP must be a constant. So always Ni square remains constant for intrinsic. Okay, now we are moving on to P type of semiconductors. Okay, by name P type means positive type. Positive type means here this type of semiconductor have more numbers of holes, right? Now more numbers of holes. Similar, we are taking germanium crystal which have 4 valency. Germanium is a tetravalent, right? Now we are adding that indium atom to this germanium nucleus, that is our impurity. But you can see in this crystal that indium have only 3 valency, because indium is a trivalent, right? It is trivalent semiconductor, so only 3 valency. So here we are left with one vacancy here of electron, because here there are no electrons, right? Now deficiency of electron, earlier we discussed that deficiency of electron is hole. Okay, so because of deficiency of electron, here this vacancy act as a hole and it is act as a positive charge. So more number of indium impurity we are just add to this germanium crystal, then there will be more number of holes is also, right? So more number of holes are inside this germanium crystal, and more number of holes means holes are behaving like positive. That means this crystal now behaving like P type of semiconductor, right? So then here, so as we can see from this figure that see here now this black dot behaving like a hole, right? Now it is positive. So now electrons get some energy thermally, right? By thermally agitation, by some minimum amount of temperature, electron gets this amount of energy and it becomes free, right? So whenever electrons are moving out from that bond, that particular vacancy behaving like holes and it is now as positive charge, right? So here again we have energy states, energy lines, right? Valence band, conduction band for germanium, energy remains constant, which is 0.74 electron. Now acceptor, now here we have one more energy level which is near to valence band. Earlier we have that donor energy level which is near to conduction band, but acceptor always near to valence band, and now this acceptor have many holes in it, right? So it is deficiency of electrons. So acceptor level have many numbers of holes. Now electrons gets energy and it is just move out, and that valency in acceptor level it can provide. So electron now moves towards that acceptor level. Also if electron have more energy, then it will move and transition towards the conduction band, right? So here trivalent, now we have trivalent impurities is, for example, for here we are taking indium, right? So indium, then B, boron, then gallium, right? So these are trivalent impurities. If we add these trivalent impurities, we are getting more holes, we are getting more positive charge, right? So when germanium is doped with indium, now 3 electrons are making covalent bond with the 3 germanium atoms, but here we have one vacancy of electron and that vacancy is called hole, and that is behaving like positive charge, right? So similarly trivalent impurity atom is called acceptor, right? So acceptor means deficiency of electron, means positive charge, that's why we name it as p type semiconductor, positive type semiconductor, right? Acceptor level is always near to the valence band, right? So it is called acceptor level, and the difference between the acceptor level and top of the valence band is much smaller than the band gap. Earlier we discussed about this donor level also, right? So electron getting its energy by thermally agitated, right, and then it just move towards acceptor level and towards the conduction band, right? So here p type of semiconductors, holes are the majority charge carrier, as we know that, and electrons are now minority charge carrier, right? So now formula again, n into p is equal to NiPi. What is NiPi? Number of negative charges, number of positive charges, and multiplication of them, Ni square, that we get, right? So distinction between intrinsic and extrinsic. First of all, what is intrinsic? It is pure. Extrinsic means impure semiconductor, right? So intrinsic semiconductor pure, group 4 element, but extrinsic group 3 and group 5, right? So conductivity is only slight. Intrinsic have very less conductivity. Why? Because there are number of ions are same, means holes and electrons are same, that's why conductivity is very low for intrinsic. But for extrinsic, conductivity is greatly increased because of one ion is more than the other. Conductivity increases with rise in temperature, right? Why? Because if temperature rises, electron getting more energy and electron will be move out from that bond, covalent bond. So extrinsic means conductivity depends on the amount of impurity added, okay? And the fourth point, number of holes is always equal to the number of free electrons for intrinsic, that we know, but extrinsic for n type number of electrons are more, for p type number of holes are more. Now semiconductor and metal. What is semiconductor, what is metal, right? Semiconductor at 0 Kelvin behave like insulator, but if we increase temperature it will behaving like more conductor. Metal conductivity decreases with rise in temperature, right? Because with the rising of temperature, electrons are moving so fast that electrons create heat energy, and due to that heat energy, electrons are not behaving like conductor. Conductivity increases with rise in potential difference applied. Conductivity is an intrinsic property of a metal and it is independent of applied potential difference in metal. So in semiconductor, by applying potential difference we can increase conductivity. Why? How? Because electrons gets its energy to move out from covalent bond by potential difference, but in metal that is not the answer here. Now semiconductor never obey Ohm's law, but metals always obey Ohm law. Doping the semiconductors with impurity vastly increase the conductivity. Making alloy with another metal decreases the conductivity. So that's the distinction. Now electrical conductivity of semiconductor. See here now. We are just talking about circuits, right? So earlier, now in this semiconductor, IH and II. IH means current because of holes, and IE means current because of electrons, right? So here we have two type of currents, because of electron, because of hole. Now if we just sum both the currents, then we get total current which is coming from this battery. Then IE, that drift velocity, because whenever we are just pass the current through any metal or any semiconductor, we have that drift velocity which is related with that electron motion, right? So here for electron we get IE NeEAVE, that's the formula. Now then for hole also same formula, right? So here if we are just putting all the values, all the formulas inside this equation, so then we get I is equal to NEE AVE plus NH for hole, right? So then if we applied electric field is small, then the semiconductor obeys Ohm's law. For if we are just drawing the graph of I versus V, for small change semiconductor always obey Ohm's law, right? So here by Ohm's law we can write V by I R, and right hand side which is similar. Then from this equation EA is constant, we are left with NEVE plus NHVH. Okay, then yes, now this formula comes from resistance formula. Resistance R is equal to rho L by A, right? So we have to just put this R formula inside this equation which is here R. Okay, so now we are left with this equation VA upon rho L, right hand side as it is. Okay, then since R is equal to rho L by A, that we know that, right? So E by rho, now E by rho means VA upon L. So AA gets cancelled, right through from this equation. From this equation AA gets cancelled out. Okay, what is V upon L? V upon L is nothing but electric field. So electric field upon rho is equal to as it is right hand side, right? Then since we know that, right? So this ratio is known as mobility. Mobility mu is equal to E upon rho is equal to E NEVE plus NHVH. So what is exactly mobility? Mobility is drift velocity per unit electric field. So drift velocity per unit electric field, that is mobility, and we can also write here 1 upon rho is equal to right hand side as it is, right? So or another formula, yes, another formula, sigma is equal to as it is. So see, rho, that is resistivity, so sigma is called conductivity. Okay, so here electron mobility is higher than the hole mobility. Why? Because electron is the actual, but hole is not actual. Hole is the concept. That's why the resistivity, conductivity depends not only on the electron and hole density but also on their mobilities, and the mobility depends relatively weakly on temperature. Okay, so that's it for today now.